Hey, good morning to you and welcome into our coverage of the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. TSSR Game Time Live presents this, and you see we kind of, Chris, very appropriate that we come in on a central timeout. The Camp Point Central Panthers down a quick 6-0 here, 6:29 left in this first quarter.
Yeah, it's been all Brown County thus far, as Hornets going to come out and put some full court pressure on Camp Point Central.
And they do break it over to Genenbacher. He's going to plow his way toward the lane. It is Genenbacher, Hoosier, Ippenson, also joined out there by Niekamp and Wiskirchen. Hoosier at it in the lane, nearly taken away. We'll get Brown County for you in a moment as they work it around there. Remember, there is the shot clock. It's under 10 seconds now. Genenbacher holding, waiting. Wiskirchen, three is up, no good. And the rebound snapped up by Jackson McNeff. A little bit of a change in the lineup from yesterday as Havens dribbles.
Epperson going to be whistled for the foul for Camp Point.
And it's Bradley Markert, Carter Havens, Drew Markert, Matt Boylan, and Jackson McNeff. So a little bit different than we saw yesterday versus Illini West. Bring it inbounds into Havens. He'll take a bounce. Swing it to McNeff. McNeff making a nice spin move. And Hoosier will pick up the personal there. Good spin move into the lane, just had a little extra baggage coming with him.
So that's going to put number 33, Jackson McNeff, for still line for a couple.
Makes the first, so ups it to a 7-0 advantage for Brown County. And welcome in again to TSSR Game Time Live's coverage of the Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. Second one no good, but Bradley Markert with the rebound. And they're going to hand it off to him, working in on the wing, spinning up.
Nice spin move.
That was a beauty, Chris.
Impressive move for the freshman for Brown County there. 4 points for him and a 9-0 lead for the Hornets.
Well, and in a different world, this would be a JV game because there's mostly underclassmen on the floor for both.
Yeah, looking over the Brown County lineup, just I think 4 upperclassmen it looks like. You mentioned some changes for Brown County. Camp Point coming in with a little different starting lineup than we saw yesterday as well.
And Cale Niekamp making his first appearance of the tournament. Into Genenbacher, giving a look on Havens. We'll pass it up to Cale Niekamp. Looking in the corner now for Eichen. Eichen got a couple of dribbles, now backs it out, bounces to Niekamp. They look in. Zone put on here by Brown County. 2-3, sometimes 3-2, depending on the configuration.
Carter Havens knocking it out of bounds for Brown County, so it'll stay with Camp Point Central. 15 on the shot clock.
Eichen will trigger. Looks at Genenbacher. Ooh.
Close.
Yeah, that very close to an over and back violation. Nice pass into lane. They whip it out. It is Wiskirchen 3. It is good. A sports corner 3. So Wiskirchen gets the Panthers on the board at 9-3. And you know these two teams see each other a lot, from football to basketball to everything.
Absolutely.
And Wiskirchen with the pickpocket, drives it in, missed the lay-in. Rebound fought for, and Bradley Markert out of the throws it up through the hands of McNeff. And back to Genenbacher. Quick shot by Eichen, no good. And Bradley Markert, Bradley and Drew. Always a broadcaster's nightmare when they put a bunch of brothers out on the floor, and then you got to figure out which one's which. Havens with it, looking into McNeff on the high post. Down he goes, puts it up and in. Chris, on that one, Central defense kind of forgot. They were so worried about the cutters, they forgot about McNeff.
That's 3 for McNeff, and 8-point Hornet lead here about halfway through the opening quarter. 2-on-1
for the Panthers. Nicely done by Cale Niekamp. And he bounces it down to Caden Niekamp. In the lane to McNeff. McNeff gathering. Nice reverse layup, but couldn't get it to go. As they would sometimes say, left a little food on the fork. Cale Niekamp swings to Wiskirchen. Cross to Eichen. Up top of the key, then down coming. Now you see the zone, a little more aggressive zone. And a nice little quick lay-in by Caden Niekamp. And now Brown County will take a timeout and talk it over.
A little bit of run for the Panthers of Camp Point Central here, back to just a 4-point deficit, 11-7, 3:23. And we can tell you about some of those great sponsors here on TSSR Game Time Live, including MWHT, the Ghana District Athletic Trainers and Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, provide expert help to all area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at MWH.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than a hospital care, hospital caring.
And of course, the early morning session, a sparse but hearty crowd. And for a lot of these schools, BJ and I talked about it yesterday, Chris. You have a lot of these schools. I know the Beardstown Lady Tiger Holiday Tournament going on. I believe Central Southeastern girls are still in the Bloomington tournament.
Yes.
I'm sure the Brown County girls are somewhere at a tournament. So it kind of splits your crowd. We do have a new person in the game, Cruz Miles, in for Central. Also in for Brown County, Michael Cassing. Havens with it. Down, tried to load McNeff. It is stolen away by Caden Niekamp. Now they'll bring it up. In the lane to Caden Niekamp. Takes a bounce. Trying to spin lane on McNeff. Can't do it. And out to Genenbacher. Passes over for Cale Niekamp. I tell you, this game's Niekamps, Markerts, and Cassings. Oh, my.
Right.
Miles to Eichen. Down to 4 seconds on the shot clock with 3-2. And offensive foul. Saw that one coming. Just extended that elbow a little bit.
That'll be on Elijah Genenbacher, his first team foul number 3. Connor Flynn, sophomore, number 34, into the ball game for Brown County.
And now walking it up will be Michael Cassing. Waits here. Passes to the flowing locks of Tanner Seitz. In the lane, Cassing can't quite get it to go. Rebound tipped around, and it is scooped up out of there by Maverick Henry. Seitz up top on the bounce. Stolen by Genenbacher. Being chased, and as it batted away at the last minute, I believe that was Cassing.
Yeah, I think it was Cassing's. I thought it went off of Genenbacher's leg, but the officials say no, it'll stay with Camp Point Central. 2 minutes on the game clock, 31 on the shot clock.
And of course, we never disagree with the officials.
No, never, ever.
Well, in the lane, Caden Niekamp.
He's got 6 of the 9 Panther points thus far.
And it's just a 2-point lead for Brown County as Maverick Henry goes to work. Over for Seitz. Seitz giving a watch here, dumps it off for Drew Markert. A bounce and passes to Cassing. Gonna wind down the near side of the lane, kick up to Seitz. Go around there, fakes, comes into Flynn. Flynn, a bounce. Spin, fade away, no good. And snagged by Niekamp. Henry gonna guard Genenbacher all the way up the floor. And did you notice, Chris, in their starting lineup, all they said were guards and forwards, mainly guards for Central.
Right.
Which I thought was kind of interesting. Genenbacher nearly had it poked away by Henry. It'll stay here.
Shot clock at 15, a minute 4 on the game clock as we got a line change, near line change for Brown County. And 3 substitutions in for Camp Point Central.
McNeff, Bradley Markert, also Boylan coming in. Havens also in there as well, Genenbacher. We'll dribble it on the way. Also for Camp Point Central, Bachhold.
Cruz Miles, number 10 in the ball game.
And that one tipped by McNeff, but stolen back by Wiskirchen. Drives in the lane on Katzing and
bailed out there by the Wiskirchen by the foul on Brown County. Got out of control, but draws the foul on the Hornets and will go to the line for a couple.
Wiskirchen sitting himself at the line. Free throw is no good. We'll have another substitution. Ippinson will check back in. He'll replace Genenbacher for Coach James Barnett. Going to be a building year for them. He mentioned that yesterday. A lot of young guys. Free throws up and good, so makes it an 11-10 lead for Brown County, who were out to a 6 or 8 nothing lead. Matt Boylan working here, going to spin down to the baseline. In the lane of McNeff. McNeff with a nice post move, created a little bit of room. And Michael Cassing gathers the rebound. Back to McNeff, puts it up and puts it in. And they will go back to the pressure.
5 for McNeff in the contest, and kind of breaks a little bit of a run for Camp Point Central.
Ibbotson trapped up to Miles, swinging over to Wiskirchen. Got a 3-on-1. Good steal by Cassing. Up quickly to Bradley Marker. Tried to get it to McNeff, and Bachhold says, I don't think so.
5.2 on the clock for Brown County.
Don't have to do the chuck and duck, but you got to be pretty intentional and quick about what you're doing. Nice backdoor cut by McNeff off the glass with the kiss and puts it in. And that'll wrap up our first quarter. It is Brown County 15, Camp Point Central 10. At the end of 1, this is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
University here for this Macomb Western Holiday Tournament. Full day of action coming up here. A lot of great games. You and I will be here for number 1 and 2.
We'll get some highlights from here from the first quarter coming up.
As you see the Brown County huddle, there we go. And so a nice 3 by Wiskirchen, one of the Sports Corner threes. And a beautiful shot of McNeff rumbling
right into your living room there.
And nice pass on a 2-on-1 over from the knee camp to one knee camp to the other.
15-10. Jax McNeff with 7 for Brown County. Bradley Marker with 4. And Carter Havens with 2 for Camp Point Central. Caden Niekamp with 6. And Briggs Wiskirchen with 4.
And there goes Caden Niekamp again, up and in and good on a nice cut there. And we've got a very close ball game here, 15-12. We'll set lineups for you in a moment as Michael Cassing dribbles with it there over to Markert. Cassing swinging it as he works it to Boylan. McNeff in there as well. Kind of trying to thread his way. 15 seconds on the shot clock. To Havens. Havens a bounce and swings it to Boylan. Avoids Wiskirchen. And still wheeling it about. 4 seconds left with 3, and they got to put it up. And that is a shot clock violation.
Good job by Camp Point Central there, not giving any good looks on that offensive set for the Hornets. So we'll go back to Camp Point Central. We have a substitution, number 40, Henry Ingram, a freshman, into the ballgame for the first time for the Hornets.
And I did not see him yesterday, so the first time in the tournament. And Ippinson launching one a little high for Wiskirchen. He threw a 7-foot pass to a 6-foot guy.
That's not going to work out generally most of the time.
So they'll walk it up here. It is Cassing at the throttle, Michael Cassing. Dribble it on the way here. Man-on-man put on by the Panthers. As Cassing will look, he'll wheel it to Bradley Markert. He'll slide down, dump it for Ingram. Out to Havens. Havens working. Now they're back to Cassing. Cassing on the baseline. Picked up his dribble, bounces to Havens. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Markert down the lane. Shot is good. And makes it a 17-12 advantage. Ginnenbacher nearly had it picked away. Eppenson with it very quickly up to Wiskirchen. Now a 2-on-1. Niekamp threw it off the leg of Cassing, but scooped up by Hoosier.
Niekamp got it right back, and now is at double figures with 10 on the contest, a 3-point lead for Brown County.
And a steal by Niekamp. Ginnenbacher up over to Niekamp. Caden Niekamp swinging to Wiskirchen. Out to Eppenson, popping out top of the key, fires it over for Ginnenbacher. Going to look to pass in. Actually puts it on the bounce. Wanted Wiskirchen, now gets him. And a tough defense put on here by Brown County. 8 on the shot clock as Ginnenbacher brings it out. Fakes, swings to Wiskirchen in the lane. Caden Niekamp, and Ingram's going to give the foul.
That one pretty easy to catch, coming over the top on the play, and that'll be the first on Henry Ingram. First team foul on the Hornets here in quarter number 2.
And now checking in is Wyatt Cassing. Lob into Caden Niekamp, taken away by Havens. Boylan up there very quickly up to Havens. He did the same thing. A little bit too high.
A 6.5-foot pass there to about a 6-foot young man.
Yep. The 7-foot tall pass to a 6-foot guy never works.
Never does.
Ginnenbacher works it to Eppenson. Eppenson on the dribble to Wiskirchen at half court. Now to Niekamp. Again, breaking that pressure. Ginnenbacher with it to Eppenson. Passes to him. Now they bring it to Ginnenbacher, far side of the court. Up top, underneath for Niekamp. Kind of a wild
away.
try at it. Yeah.
Right. Little fall away shot and just couldn't get it to go.
Boylan on the bounce, switches, goes up, can't get the layup to go, gets his own rebound, and then will be fouled.
I'll have 2 free throws. I'm not sure if that's going to be Eppenson or...
It is actually on...
Hoosier?
Yep. I had to giggle because Eppenson looked at the referee and said, "Who, me?" I don't know many kids that'll look at the official and go, "Yes, I did that."
Right.
Colin Bachhold in for the Panthers. 17-14 leader. 4:49 left to go in this second quarter.
Get a replay of that shot and foul on Camp Point Central.
And second free throw is good. Panthers will bring it inbounds. Up to Wiskirchen. Wiskirchen in trouble. Now to Ginnenbacher. And they've really extended this, now dropping back. And actually man-on-man put on by Brown County. They played a lot of zone yesterday. Again, the lob, little early morning nerves, I guess. Throwing that just a touch high.
Good effort there by Ginnenbacher to try and corral that high pass, but just not enough to able to bring it down. So we'll go back to the Hornets with 4:32 to play here in the first half. 4-point lead for Brown County.
Henry across half court to Bradley Markert. Avoided, trying to get the screen from Boylan, couldn't. To Wyatt Cassing. To Bradley Markert. They're looking for Wyatt Cassing up. Markert in the lane. Out to Cassing. Dribbles in the lane. Scoops it up and gets it to roll home.
Nice shot for the sophomore there, getting in the scorebook with his first points of the contest.
And a near steal. Nice job by McNeff to keep a hold of it. But Boylan could not get the layup to go, and it'll be back to Central. Pressure starting to affect the Panthers here a little bit, Chris.
Yeah, a little bit. Still just a 6-point ball game here, but now kind of bailed out there by number 23, Matt Bowen, going to be whistled for a foul.
And as a coach, let me tell you, that is extremely frustrating. A lot of these presses, you want them to get the ball in and then trap, and reaching in, as you said, just bailed them out.
Cruz Miles back for Camp Point Central, number 10.
And there you see, perfect illustration. Now they get the ball in, then you lock on. Up to Bachhold as his pass tipped. And finally, Hoosier able, or actually that is Eichen able to scoop it up. Up to Miles. And coming out to Genenbacher, looked in at Bachhold. Put it on the floor, over to Eichen. Looking, backs it on out of there. Wyatt Cassing all over him. To Miles in the corner, in the lane, had it to Bachhold. And a nice throw by Henry. Eichen able to scoop it up.
Shot clock down to 1. They're not going to get a shot off. Nope.
And no shot. Shot clock violation. That's our second of this first half. And folks, I for those of you that don't like it, plug your ears a minute. It is coming for high school basketball. Going to be a little interesting to see how they implement it. That's going to require a lot more staff at the scorer's table.
Right. Evan Walker, number 34 in the ball game for the first time for Camp Point Central.
Wyatt Cassing went for the layup, couldn't get it, bounced around, now back out to him. And they work it back out here. Man-on-man put on by the Panthers. 2:50 left to go in this first half. And a 6-point lead for Brown County. They tried the dump down for McNeff on the screen and roll. Just a little bit too far ahead of him.
2:45 to play here in the first half.
Miles to Genenbacher. Back to Miles. Quickly up to Eichen, to Walker, who was open but lost the handle on it. And out of there with it comes Henry. Henry pulls up, dribbles down in the lane, shoots shot, won't get it to go. McNeff says, I got your back, partner. So expands it out to 8.
Biggest lead of the contest, I believe, for Brown County at this point.
And Maverick Henry trying to wipe out the scorer's table. I can tap that up.
That'll be a foul on his first.
Right in front of Dwayne sitting over there, our boss.
Team foul number 3, and that bucket by McNabb gives him 9 in the contest.
They'll trigger it in. Bounce in again in Genenbacher. Now walking across half court. Bounce down to Eichen. Eichen down for Niekamp. Passes up, passes across. Kale Niekamp in now. Miles to Genenbacher. Dribbles here, plenty of time on the shot clock. Eichen, nice pass inside to Kale Niekamp. To Caden. Boy, and I'll tell you, Chris, they got the foul, but Kale Niekamp, he, to me, was more open than Caden was going to be.
Should have went up with a shot there, but that's going to put Niekamp at the line. Foul whistled on number 12, Jew Marker, his first, team's 4th.
And the free throw is up and good.
See a replay of that drive by Niekamp.
And see right there, had the, I know McNeff in the area, but had the, probably the quick lay in. And Caden Niekamp will get the second. So
he's got 12 in the contest, 12 of the 16 points for Camp Point Central.
Havens back in for Brown County, gives to Michael Cassidy, also back in as it tapped out of bounds by Miles. So 22-16, that stopped a long run of points for Brown County. Into McNeff. Bounces on the floor in the lane to Bradley Markert, and got it tapped away. Here they come.
With the block.
Genenbacher down for Wiskirchen, thought about 3. Markert gave the Olay, and now to Miles. He'll pump up the 3, won't go. Rebound chased, and out to Brad. And we've got a foul on Wiskirchen. I would guess that was a frustration foul, Chris.
Ball just kind of sat there. No black jerseys really going for the ball there for Camp Point Central. As you might have been able to hear some of the Central fans behind us. Go to the ball, go to the ball. And Wiskirchen whistled for his first, team's second.
Havens holds, looks in for McNeff, can't get it there, goes to Bradley Markert. And they do have a foul whistle with Wiskirchen. McNeff, he was banging on him pretty hard.
That's his second, team's 4th. Team foul number 3, my apologies.
Haven't had any, I guess, penalty free throws.
Not yet.
It's Cassing almost tripped, dribbled his way out there. Havens, couple bounces. Drew Marker looks for McNiff, gets it to him. Dribbling on Cale Niekamp. Wiskirchen slid at him, trying to lay it in. And I'm telling you, that is one of the hardest things, is to put it in from that angle. Cale Niekamp with it, picks up his dribble, comes back to Ginnenbacher. And that is a 10-second violation. I wondered about that, Chris. Taking a long time to get it up the floor.
Yeah, they did that time, and Brown County hit with a shot to trying to hold for maybe the last shot. There's about a second difference between the game clock and shot clock.
And Henry says, nope, I'm going to hit the sports corner three. Brown County up by 9, their largest lead.
Sports corner 3 there for Maverick Henry. First 3 of the contest for Brown County.
So shot clock is off, 15 seconds and counting here. As they work it for Caden Niekamp, down to 7. Ginnenbacher dribbling on Bradley Markert, trying to go in, drives in, and just the Red Sea parted. And a big bucket by the Central Panthers at the end of the first half. Been a close one. The Hornets lead by 7, 25-18 here at the half. You are watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
We're going to catch Luke over on the sideline here in just a moment. And we'll send it to Luke right now.
In that second half intensity you had against Illini West?
It's got to start on the defensive end. We're letting things be too easy for them. Offensively, we got guys trying to do their own thing. We're not executing, finding the opportunities offensively and taking advantage.
Yeah, so far you guys have gotten some good shot clock violations on defense, forcing the shot clock violations at least. Defense has been strong so far. What do you want to carry over into that second half?
We got to do a better job of cutting off their cutters. We're chasing cutters. We're not beating them to the spot. So regardless of the score, there's a lot of things we need to do a lot better here.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Coach. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thanks, Luke. Appreciate it.
Yep, and Coach Jeff Bodorf with the Brown County Hornets. I tell you what, why don't we take this commercial timeout? We'll be back. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
All right, welcome to halftime here. Patrick Osterman with us, and we talk about behind-the-scenes stuff all the time. The guy running the board right now, kind of crazy.
I don't know if you could get a much higher title running the board behind the scenes of an interview at McDonough District Hospital other than our president and chief executive officer, Bill Murdoch. But we appreciate Bill helping us out.
Yeah, he's game to help with everything. I'm guessing your job has to be a little more relaxed now. He seems to be like a pretty good guy to work with.
I tell you what, Bill has done a fantastic job. You knew just how good of a person he was, having worked with him for the last 5 years prior as our chief financial officer. And when he was promoted to our chief executive officer, I was all excited about it. I think everybody in the organization was very excited about it. You talk about, do you need to do a national search? And our board of directors, I give them all the credit in the world. They listen to the staff. They listen to the community members and said, you got somebody here who knows what they're doing, is a great person, does a great job. He knows the community. He's invested in the community, and it's been a great 2024 so far. And we've got a lot of bright future, a lot of great things that we're looking ahead towards.
Well, it's nice because MDH has been so embedded in the community, right? It is always nice to have somebody at the top and throughout the system that's also embedded in what the community has to offer and needs.
Absolutely. With my job, I do a lot of community relations. I get out, talk with businesses, talk with organizations. And one of the first conversations I had with Bill when he stepped into that new role, he said, Pat, I want to get out in the community. And we've been able to do that. We've gone out and met with our regional healthcare colleagues, CEOs, just talking about what can we do together? Is there anything we can do together? Rural healthcare is tough. There's a lot of challenges we face, but if we work together, maybe play to each other's strengths, I think we can both succeed. And that's the best way that we can help serve our community, help serve the patients that we are here to serve.
Well, and improving your brand is always a good thing, right? Whether it's a hospital or TSSR Game Time Live, improving your brand is a good thing. Getting out in the community helps that, but also expanding your options helps that as well, right?
Absolutely. One of the things you always look at is clinical partnerships. If we can't get a physician here, is there another healthcare organization that we can do what we call a clinical partnership with? Blessing Health is a great example out of Quincy. They bring cardiologists up here, a pulmonologist. We have a urologist that comes up here once a week. So our patients in McDonough County, they don't have to drive down to Quincy or maybe Springfield or maybe Peoria. If we can find those clinical partnerships where they can be seen here in Macomb, it's just a win-win for everybody.
Well, last year we talked about expanding to Monmouth with you. We talked about the pharmacy. As we talked to Bill, the pharmacy is expanding, and I shouldn't say expanding, it's coming to completion. You've done great things, I think, in Monmouth. What's down the road for MDH? Are you at a point that you can talk about anything that's coming?
I think we just got to keep looking on how we can continue to grow, and that's been one of our focal points. We do strategic planning on a quarterly basis. We want to look ahead, 2-3 years down the road, but as we said, there's a lot of dynamics going on in healthcare right now. So if you get too far ahead, you kind of lose sight what could be coming right around the corner. So that's why we try to keep it more of a short term, yet still look ahead to the long term. Like we said, our biggest challenge is how can we continue to grow? We've been here for over 65 years. What can we do as an organization, as a staff, as an administration team to make sure we're still around here for 65 years and beyond?
As public relations guy for the hospital, what do you want to use this opportunity to tell the people that might be watching about MDH in 2024 that's different maybe than what they expected or saw from 2023 or before?
Well, as you just talked about, our clinical expansions, as you said, Monmouth, our MDH Monmouth Clinic, convenience clinic, sports med and rehab. We got great staff up there, and I think that's a common theme. I know Bill talks about this a lot. I 100% on board with this too. I agree 100%. I would think you'd ask any of our staff members, they would say that we got a great team right now. We do a great job working together, and I think that's how we can play to our strengths to help grow. You talked about the community pharmacy. We're excited when that starts coming online and how we can best serve our community. A lot of convenience. I think one thing that we learned from COVID, people love convenience. We got our drive-through labs, and now you got our drive-through community pharmacy. A lot of good things going on. Stay tuned. It's an exciting time right now in our organization.
Well, have some fun at baseball this weekend, okay?
We're going to have some fun. A lot of fall baseball going on as we record this right before the start of high school football season. I know we're going to have a lot of great football games. We want to wish all of our area teams the best of luck this year.
We'll be right back with the second half right after this.
Replays of the first half. See the good plays coming up for what we had there in the first half. As get the highlight reel, a nice lay-in by Caden Niekamp, puts it up. Coming over to Wiskirchen as he goes to work, and just continuing a lot of good work in and out as the folks going in, going out, and that one a nice shot there or a nice rebound basket by Jackson McNeff. And this one, a beauty of a three. Maverick Henry. Chris and I thought they might work it down for one. Nope.
Decided no, they were not going to do that. So, but running down our scoring summary at the break, I've got for Brown County, Jackson McNeff with 9, 3 for Maverick Henry, 6 for Bradley Markert, 2 for Wyatt Cassing, and 2 for Drew Markert, and a free throw for Michael Cassing. And for Camp Point Central, 12 points, high scorer Caden Niekamp, 4 for Briggs Wiskirchen, and that 2 right before the end of the half by Elijah Ginnenbacher. 25-18, our halftime score.
And was going to take a look at some of the other stats. Right there. I did get a giggle out of said for Camp Point Central, the biggest lead, 0. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They picked up.
I noticed that too.
Points from turnovers, 15 for Brown County, 2 for Camp Point Central. Points in the paint, 20 for the Hornets, 12 for the Camp Point Central Panthers. Scoring by quarter, 15-10, Brown County at the end of one. And then a 10-8 second quarter leaves us at 25-18. So far in the game, the Panthers shooting 58%. And I know you're at home scratching your head saying, wait a minute, how can you shoot 58% in the first half and still be down? Well, that's because they haven't shot many got many shots up. For Brown County, they are at 52% for the game, 11 of 21. And the other thing keeping the Panthers in the game have hit threes and hit a few free throws along the way, 3 of 4 for the Panthers and 2 of 4 for the Hornets for the game. Just about ready for the second half, Chris.
Brown County shooting not 64%. I think Luke's going to try and track down Coach Barnett for Camp Point Central. Maybe not, as he's already in the huddle. So we're just going to bypass that, I believe, and we'll keep it here and get ready for the start of the second half. It'll be Brown County, easy for me to say, Brown County basketball with a 7-point lead to start the second half.
And glad you're alongside here in case you are wondering. I am Greg Phelps. This is Chris Frankhauser with me here. We'll be here for the first two anyway, and Chris will be here for the first three.
And then who knows after that tomorrow?
Yeah.
Hodgepodge of people, but.
An all-star crew.
Yeah, well, you bring out the best of the best, right, for game day 3?
Well, I won't go that far,
well,
but
yeah.
You bring out who's available. That's what you do.
Warm body, right?
There you go. Warm body and love to talk. They're pretty much the only two requirements. Havens with it now. We'll get the lineup for you in a second. McNeff trying to get to the back. And, yep, had those happy feet. Took a couple extra steps on the way in there. And they'll lock in on the press. Genenbacher, Caden Niekamp, Luke Ippenson, Wiskirchen, and also on the floor for the Panthers, Hoosier, appropriately named for a basketball player.
Like that as well.
Wiskirchen in the far corner, dribbles it down there. Kick out now, and he's going to go ahead and put the three. They dared him, and he said, okay. Hoosier strokes one home. A Sports Corner 3 makes it 25-21. Havens to Drew Markert, joined here by Boylan, McNeff, and Bradley Markert. Boylan drops it in and puts it back up to 6. As the Panthers work it here, near steal by Havens, and Wiskirchen on the loose with the 3-on-2. Nice job there by the Hornets to get back on defense. And another steal. Havens just had those slippery hands and couldn't hang on to it.
Go back to Camp Point with the basketball. My apologies.
And Havens, another steal, got high for it, drives in, shoots, it got lost it out of his hands. I think they may get some stickum for his hands.
That's 2 times in a row down for Carter Havens for Brown County.
Wiskirchen with it to Caden Niekamp, hit a steam, no good. McNeff the board, and out to Havens. Frenetic action here. Havens pull up 3, no good. Rebound, Drew Markert, up, in, and good. Puts the biscuit in the basket.
Markert with 4 now, and back to an 8-point lead for Brown County.
Wiskirchen over to Niekamp, and a 2-on-none for Caden Niekamp. That's something I'm sure their Coach Bodorf's going to talk to somebody about. Somebody was not back on the press.
Yeah, 14 now for Niekamp, and press in the early stages working pretty well for Brown County, but that time a couple guys got lost behind things, and an easy 2 for the Panthers.
And the Panthers get a block from Hoosier. As Genenbacher will work it up here over to Ippenson, flying up the far side. And lost the handle on it. It'll be Brown County ball.
Maverick Henry checks back in for Brown County.
And they'll bring it back here. I think they thought maybe they had an extra person on the floor. I guess that's what the stoppage was
Yeah, I
about.
think Carter Havens hadn't sat down on the bench, and I think the official thought maybe he was still on the floor.
It's pretty close over here with.
And at the angle where the official was over in front of us, that kind of would look like, I guess, that there was a sixth player on the floor.
McNeff on Hoosier, trying to go ahead, and Wiskirchen with the clap and foul. Came in with the hello.
Hello. First foul on the Panthers, and that's Skirchin's third.
McNeff. And that one, and I heard the coaches shouting out some instructions, said, telling people where they were on the press, because as we saw a couple plays ago, somebody wasn't home on the backside, and Panthers got a free layup.
Saw McNeff there going up for the shot, and he'll have one more at the charity stripe.
Second one's good, 31-23.
That's going to put him in double figures with 11.
Genenbacher to Ippenson, quickly up the sideline, and Miles dropped it. Back to Ippenson. And traveled. He was getting ready to pass and saw the defender. And for the Hornets, the Panthers rather, having a little trouble against that press. Now, we mentioned the first half they broke it pretty easily. This second half they've had trouble.
See number 4, Tatum Eichen, back for Camp Point Central.
McNeff kisses glass, puts it in and good. Largest lead of the game here, 10 for Brown County.
13 now for McNeff for Brown County.
Genenbacher working it up. And nice catch by Niekamp. Wow. Climbed the ladder to get that one, puts it in, cuts it back to 8.
16 for Niekamp.
As Henry dribbles with it, to Boylan, back to Henry. In the corner, he lost the handle on it. Over to McNeff, and back they'll come. Swinging to Bradley Markert. He'll put it on the bounce, go in, and have it tapped away. Throws it back out. Now there's 10 seconds on the shot clock. You can't. Looks. Comes in the Boylan. Well, hey, if you got enough eggs, make an omelet.
Absolutely.
Sports Corner 3 for Boylan. And here
6 now for Boylan.
And here come the Panthers. Hoosier to Miles. Oh. Yes, and it counts for Miles. And that would have been one of those chuck and duck.
See a replay of the 2-point.
Three-pointer there by Boylan. And Havens coming back in. Contrary to popular belief, we are not on ESPN. We should be, but.
Bradley Markert whistle for the foul, his first, team's first.
36-28, 8-point lead here for the Hornets. It's been about, 7-10 here in the second half for the Hornets. As Boylan works, Cale Niekamp in there, Sights back in the game. And now they try to dump it to him, stolen away by Genenbacher. And Sights right on top of him, gonna guard him all the way up the floor. And when you say all the way up the floor, it's a lot different, about 10 more feet of basketball. And Chris, nice catch, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep, and we've got a timeout where? On the floor. Here, this is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose the MDH OBGYN group because I've heard wonderful things about Dr. Smith. And upon entering the office, I really got along with everybody and got a warm feeling. The staff is warm and inviting and welcoming. It's a small community, so it's a really nice hospital to have here in the rural area. I continue to choose MDH because of the relationships I have. I really enjoy everybody here.
Western Hall on the campus of Western Illinois University. We're brought to you by Ron LB Auto Sales with locations in Macomb and Augusta and 80 years of car sales experience. Ron LB Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car in Macomb on East Jackson Street. Stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, or Chris. or visit ronlb.com to check out their inventory.
It is Havens, Michael Cassing, also McNeff, Boylan, and Seitz on the floor now. 3:20 left to go here in this third quarter play. Ben Brown County all the way. As over to Cassing, he'll wheel around here to McNeff in the high post. Going to cut off of him. And McNeff going up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Caden Niekamp. Now for Camp Point, just got to have a good possession here, Chris. You can't, they're not down in an out of reach position, but need to have a good possession.
Yeah, as you said earlier, they're keeping it between that 6 to 10 point margin, the 8-point lead now for Brown County. You don't want things to get away from you. You need to get some points here on this possession, as you said.
Genenbacher nearly had it knocked away, drives underneath, and they got to whistle a foul on Seitz.
That'll be his first, team's second.
He of the Golden Locks picks up the foul.
I was going to mention, those are quite the locks. I don't think I could pull that off at my age anymore.
Well, mine would be on the back, not on top, but I could pull it off, but nobody would ask me to. Kale Niekamp with it, trying to drive on McNeff, kicks out to Caden. Fake the three, bounces in to Genenbacher. He'll spin, take McNeff, and traveled. I saw that coming. The happy feet. Yeah, back to, I don't think I've ever had hair like that.
I haven't either, so. Bradley Markert back for Brown County, number 10, freshman.
And they're working it up here. Cassing will bring it over to Havens for Markert. Looking to post up McNeff, but there's got a lot of clog going on in there. McNeff now with it, going to work on Kale Niekamp, pulls it up. Tried to dump to Havens, had it swatted back at him. Holding on with it is Bradley Markert. Off to Cassing, 7 on the shot clock. Over to Havens, Havens in the lane, goes up and got a little shove from behind.
Gonna have a couple of free throws coming up.
I think Havens, a little frustration you could see in his face, because he has had a hard time. I'm gonna go, whether those basketballs are not super grippy. And yes, grippy is a word. Havens hits the front of the rim there, misses that one a little short. Drew Markert going to replace Seitz. And Havens will put it up and on the way. For the second one, it is good. I had to say, we'd had a little bit of a scoring drought. 37-28, back to a 9-point lead. Genenbacher trapped in the corner. Needs to get out of trouble. Up where Eichen, who hammers it off the hands of Markert.
Brown County doing a good job on this press and forcing the ball. Uses the sideline baselines as another defender and doing it pretty successfully thus far.
And the other thing you don't think about, those of you sitting at home, there's a near steal by Bradley Markert. That takes time off the shot clock. We're already down to 15 as Kale Niekamp gives a look, fakes, pulls up, comes over to Genenbacher, and we're under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Genenbacher taking McNeff in, spins, and travel as he came up, came down. Use that left hand, young fella.
9-point lead, 1:21 to play here in the third.
Cassing out top with it. Comes to Havens. They're looking to load McNeff. Actually, Cassing cutting through. Now a screen by McNeff out to Bradley Markert. To Cassing, open for the three. It is no good, and the rebound snapped up by Niekamp. Jumped at immediately, and they're actually going to give a foul. And nothing frustrates a coach more than that kind of a foul all the way under your own basket.
That was Bradley Markert, his first, team's third. Under a minute to go now, third quarter.
Genenbacher escaping up the sidelines, dribbles it in, kicks it out. Three on the way by Eichen. It is good. A sports corner three cuts it down to 6. 37-31. 40 seconds left to go in the quarter. And Cassing right back the other way. Quick shot, no good. Drew Markert will be fouled. He'll be up at the free throw line. And Central just keeps hanging around. That's what you got to do, Chris. Just keep hanging around until you know you're going to make a run somewhere along the way.
Well, and that's what we were talking about. They've kept it between that 6 to 10 point margin pretty much this entire second half. The first one up and good. Wyatt Cassie, number 4, back for Brown County.
Boylan joins him as Havens and Michael Cassing go out. Brown County's got a lot of guys, and they're using them. Central doesn't run quite as many. And free throw's good. Second one's good. Makes it 39-31, 8-point lead. Genenbach
for Markert.
Throws it away. McNeff over to Drew Markert. Won't go. McNeff, though, right there, and he'll be fouled. I was kind of giggling, Chris. The fans behind us yelling out, use the board. You don't know how many times I've screamed that at practice.
I'm sure. Elijah Genenbacher whistle for his second, team's 4th.
Once in a great while, I might add an extra word or two in there, an adjective. But
we're not going to say that on the air.
No.
McNeff misses the first.
And second one's good. 40-31, lead is 9.
14 for McNeff.
Panthers bring it up to Eichen. Down the corner to Miles. 18 seconds left. Shot clock's off. Genenbacher working it. You bring it out here. Cale Niekamp comes close. Your double screen. Caden Niekamp going to give a screen as Genenbacher dribbles, cross courts it. It is Miles. He'll lay it up. Won't get it to bounce in. Rebound tipped around. McNeff has it. And that's the end of the third quarter of play. The Brown County Hornets lead the Central Panthers 40-31 at the end of 3. Let's take this time out on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Coach Barnett saying in the huddle, Chris.
And we got to keep trying to get some shots off and have some more success breaking that press. It's been kind of a problem at times for Brown County at this point. But again, we talked about it. Look at the margin. It's never been more than a 10-point lead for Brown County. They've got it to 9. They have the basketball to start this fourth quarter.
And the bigs, they got to have a good possession every single time you come up the floor. For Brown County, just keep forcing the turnovers. Get it into McNeff, maybe pick up a few fouls on the way there. And starting lineup, it is Drew and Bradley Markert, Boylan, Havens, and McNeff for the Hornets. Caden Niekamp, also Hoosier, Wiskirchen, Genenbacher, and Luke Ibbenson right in front of us. Genenbacher brings it across half court as Markert tries to get it. Gets a pick from Hoosier. Comes to the far side and wheeling for Wiskirchen. Wiskirchen faking a bounce and comes over for Ibbenson. Wheeling around. And Genenbacher pulls back for the 3. It is long. And the rebound, Drew Markert out of there with it. Boylan. And they can be a little more patient. And, well.
As soon as you say that.
Yep. The alley-oop.
That was about a 10-foot pass to a under 6-foot player.
Yep.
And right back to Camp Point Central.
Yep, yoicks and away. Genenbacher in to Hoosier. Back to Niekamp. Genenbacher back to Niekamp. Got to do something here. Gonna have to get it up the floor. And that's a 10-second call once again, the second one of the game for Brown County.
That's what we were talking about there coming out of the quarter break. Camp Point Central having some problems at times. They've had a couple of plays here and there where they were able to get the ball up across that press, but they have definitely had a handful of problems with that tonight.
Hold on to it now is Boylan. Boylan spins, gets it back, shoots shot in the lane, no good. McNeff climbing high to get the board, puts it up and puts it in.
16 now for Jackson McNeff for the Hornets.
And a jailbreak fast break. Couldn't get a shot off though for Central. As Niekamp will bounce it over to Genenbacher. Genenbacher out to Ippenson. Fires it cross court. Genenbacher probing along out to Hoosier. Jumped out by McNeff over to Ippenson. Down for Wiskirchen. Bounced in the lane. 15-footer, no good. Rebound Boylan. Out of there, 42-31, the largest lead of the game for Brown County. They're threatening to break it open here in this fourth quarter. Boylan will reset. Low double stack set as it comes out to Havens. Havens gonna dribble, and he's gonna get a block on Wiskirchen. And you wonder maybe for Central, who doesn't use quite as many guys, maybe a little fatigued.
Yeah, I wonder about that, and that'll be fourth team foul on Wiskirchen. First team foul on the Panthers here in the fourth quarter.
Inbounds coming, bobbled around. McNeff able to gather it in, and Boylan will work it out here. They had a new shot clock. Picked up his dribble, comes to Bradley Markert over for Havens. And you hear Coach Jeff Bottorff yelling a 4 out as they're trying to post up Bradley Markert. Now they get him, and Wiskirchen nearly knocks it away to Boylan. Boylan down the lane, threw it up, couldn't get it. Genenbacher in the backcourt. All his teammates took off and fires it over to Ippenson. Ippenson to a wide open Hoosier who missed the lay-in but gets fouled. And that's one of those that, boy, that nothing more frustrating, letting the whole thing, you play that good a defense, and then they break out and take off.
Yeah, and really, Camp Point Central really needed to try and get that basket to go down, and the first one up and good by Hoosier. That gives him 4 in the contest. And we're going to see number 10, Cruz Miles, sophomore, back. Substitutions for Brown County as well. 34, Connor Flynn, and 24, Michael Cassing, back for Brown County.
Cuts the lead to 10 as Hoosier will try to make the second. And makes them both, so it is 42-33. Michael Cassing dribbling it now, hands off to Havens. Havens picks up his dribble, comes over to Boylan, nearly had it picked away. Gathers it, back out to Havens, dribbling on, chased by Ippenson all over the place to Boylan. Boylan, now they go down to Havens. Havens with a dump to Drew Markert, puts it up. Toilet bowled it in there.
Good ball movement there by Brown County. The extra pass with the nice layup for Drew Markert.
Ippenson dribbles, fires over to Genenbacher. He'll drive lane on Michael Cassing, cut off. And out to Hoosier, shoots shot, no good. Rebound for and Michael Cassing out of there with it, up to Flynn. Flynn bobbled a little to Michael Cassing. He will shoot it and put it in a good. Largest lead now for the Hornets, 46-33.
Cassing with 8 now in the contest for Brown County.
And Genenbacher down the lane, comes up, can't get it to go. Havens had the rebound. Drew Markert snaps it up. 4:28 left to go here in the ball game, and a near steal by Luke Ippenson. Off to
over and back.
Yep.
Backcourt violation. Hornet basketball.
Yep.
Number 5, Cale Niekamp, back for Brown County.
Number 10, Bradley Markert. And number 40, Henry Ingram.
And they're going to walk it all the way down about midcourt. They look to trigger. Havens, they lob it over here, and Ippenson giving chase to it. Havens in the backcourt. Fakes, gets past Ippenson, looks to dribble in the lane, pulls up. Out to Cassing. Cassing a few dribbles, trying to probe his way into the lane. Out for Bradley Markert, drives in, puts it up and good. And we've got a foul called.
That may be on Ibbotson. That'll be his second.
And the foul to number 24, Luke Ibbotson, his third.
As they'll look to put it up and on the way.
Bradley
At the
Markert
line, number 10, Bradley Markert, shooting 2.
to the line for 2.
First one's good.
So we'll see that drive here by Markert.
And there's the foul on the way. Markert doing a nice job driving in. Just put your hands straight up in the air, because you put that hand forward, that's what's going to happen. Second one's no good. Genenbacher the rebound. And dribbles it down, and the way just goes right through everybody. Fouled on the way in there. And Genenbacher will be up at the free throw line.
Foul on number 40, Henry Ingram, his second.
Henry Ingram whistled for the foul, his second, team second.
At the line for the Panthers, number 33, Elijah Genenbacher, shooting 2.
Elijah Genenbacher to the line for 2, makes the first. Let's get the highlights of the Genenbacher drive.
And Ingram, another one of those, if he just would have went straight up, he was kind of on a wild track there. Barnett will call a timeout. 47-35, the lead here for the Brown County Hornets.
Spoon River College, with campuses in Canton and Macomb, including the building reconstruction going on the east end of Jackson Street here in Macomb, offers a great start for all area college students, both academically and athletically. Find out more at online at src.edu or call 309-649-6400. Also brought to you by McDonough District Hospital, their athletic trainers and rehabilitation center, with locations in Bushnell, Macomb, provide expert help to all area student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at MDH.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than a hospital care. A hospital care. And also the Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's local original sports bar. Sports Corner at 124 with a focus on local sports. Catch WY games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb.
The fried pickles, those are one of my
There's
favorites.
not much I've had at Sports Corner that's not good. Very good. Excellent food.
Well, the last 3:54, can the Panthers chip away at this and get back in? It looks like they're going to put on a little pressure. And I tell the music today must be from the Dwayne Hulett collection. Bradley Markert dribbling, a lot of disco.
Steal by Niekamp.
And Sights got underneath him, so that's going to be up at the free throw line, Caden Niekamp. And that's a great way to dig your way back into the game without any time coming off the clock.
Foul on Tanner Sights is his second. We'll get a replay here after this first free throw.
Missed that one. And here's up coming on the game right in, just got up underneath him, and you gotta be a little more set than that. As Niekamp will be up the free throw line. Second one, no good as well, missed a pair.
You got to get those if you're Camp Point Central here, down 12 with under 4 to play.
Michael Cassing up with it. They can be very patient here. Still with the shot clock, you can't like run the clock out, but you got to again be patient. As Havens trying to get away from Niekamp. Try to get a screen by McNeff. McNeff lucky he didn't get the illegal screen call. And Bradley Markert over to Cassing. Cassing now down for McNeff. Puts it up, puts it in, and good. 49-35, 14-point lead. Genenbacher in with it. Up to Cale Niekamp. And now flinging it length of the court to Caden Niekamp. He'll drive in on Boylan. And goes up, can't get it to go. Michael Cassing the rebound. 2:50 left to go in the game. Up to Havens. Havens looking in the high post at McNeff. Passes to Michael Cassing instead. Dribbles down. Wheels it out to McNeff. Over for Boylan. Now for Bradley Markert. Looking to drive on Niekamp. Spins in the lane, lost the handle on it. Fight for it. And they're going to whistle Niekamp for the push. Looked like the fumble. Everybody was jumping on it.
That'll be his first, team's third.
Cassing will trigger it in from the sideline. Into Bradley Markert. Reset the shot clock so they can get us down toward 2 minutes. Out to Markert. He'll dribble up. Fake the three. Niekamp jumping. They're trying to help Kale Niekamp work on McNeff. Nice up and under, but just left it a little short. Kale Niekamp the rebound. One of those just left a little short. Gannenbacher dribbling up with it. Comes, tried to get it in the lane for Kale Niekamp. And another turnover for the Panthers. They have really struggled with that in the second half.
Yeah, they have, definitely. So we're down under 2 to play, 1:55 to go.
And Markert working into McNeff. McNeff just going back to work. Tried to fire it to Havens. Actually comes out to Boylan. Missed the three. And Eichen the rebound. They'll put a little more gentle pressure now as Gannenbacher goes back, dribbles up and in, goes up on McNeff, puts it up, missed it. Boy, the Panthers can't, you can tell, tired legs, Chris. Can't get those
at this
together.
point.
Markert in the lane will be fouled by Niekamp as he got him up in the air. Now coming up next
on Niekamp
will be Liberty and Farmington. Chris and I will be here for those. Niekamp with his second. That is the fourth on the team in this fourth quarter. We'll see some substitutions. First one by Markert is no good. Number 15, Maddox Wydell coming in. Seitz coming back in. Also checking in, Tegan Hohenberry. Markert misses them both, and the rebound snapped up by Caden Niekamp. 49-35, 14-point lead here for the Brown County Orange as Gannenbacher works us just over a minute left to go in the game. Niekamp to Wiskirchen. Down in the corner for Ippenson. Sights all over him. Down for Niekamp. Puts it on the bounce. Out to Gannenbacher. Swinging to Ippenson all the way in the corner. Wiskirchen will put the three up. It is short of the mark. And the rebound bounced around. The Hornets have it. It is Cassing in the lane. Puts it up. Puts it in and good. And we've got a substitution timeout. Wyatt Cassing and Ingram will come in. And there we go. Bradley Markert coming out. That they had 6. 49 seconds left to go here in the ball game as Gannenbacher comes up with it. And Chris, for the Panthers, this will end their tournament run, but pretty young. And they did some good things here in the game. As Gannenbacher works and gets there. So, you know, they're going to be, I tell you, the way they play defense, they are going to be tough wherever you play them.
Yeah, definitely not a lack of hustle out of the Panthers.
Brown County going to work. Sights up top for Wydell. Or now that's Wydell, that's Hohenberry. In the lane for Wydell, he'll shoot shot. Get it to go and in.
2 points for number 15, Maddox Wydell.
And that's good. 53-37, a 16-point win. Brown County continues in the consolation bracket. And the Central Panthers will head home for the tournament. Had some good efforts here in this tournament, just came up a little bit short.
As it is 53-37. See the teams going through the handshake line. Let's see if
and
Luke's going to track down.
We'll see if we can get Coach Barnett tracked down here in just a moment.
Or Coach
Bodorf. There's Luke.
There's Luke.
See him stand there as we will see if we can get a quick talk with the coaches, and then maybe we can. Then we'll of course get you ready for second one. Now the way it goes here, folks, you end this stream, you get out of it, and then you come into the second one. So, as we're going to send things over to Luke, who's got Coach Bodorf.
Yep. Congratulations on the win, Coach. You allowed 19 points there in the second half. You said you wanted to improve on the defense. You allowed more points than you did in the first, but you let up a couple easy buckets there at the end. Did you like what you saw from your team there in the second?
It was better, but no, to say I liked it, we've got a long ways to go defensively there to do what we need to do. Same with offense. We just get too much in a hurry. We got a lot of young guys, and they're still learning, but we've got to learn to be patient on the offensive side and more aggressive on the defensive side.
You got another early morning tomorrow. How do these early mornings affect you guys? And you got a young team, though, a lot of underclassmen, 4 seniors. How does this affect you playing this early?
I think it's hard for any kids at 9 o'clock in the morning to get moving. My hope is that we would, by pressuring and playing a little more up-tempo, we would get going a little sooner. We have spurts. And then we kind of fall asleep at times in the game. We just got to overcome that and learn to put 4 quarters together.
Well, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on the win, Coach. See you tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Luke. Appreciate that with the victorious coach of the Brown County Hornets there, 53-37. Running down some final stats in the contest. 64% shooting for Brown County. That was actually in the first half. In the game, they actually finished 50%, 48.8, 21 of 43. Camp Point Central at 48%, 13 of 27. Caden Niekamp was 16, the only player for Camp Point Central in double figures. 18 for Jackson McNeff for Brown County. And we talked about Greg at halftime, the points off turnovers. Brown County 24-5 advantage off the turnovers, and a 36-20 in the paint advantage for Brown County in the contest.
Yeah, it was the press finally got to the Panthers. They had a couple bad stretches, a lot of turnovers in that, and that's what really sealed the deal.
Well, we're going to get some highlights here from the second half.
And you see McNeff with the big bucket there. That kind of opened it up. And another one by Drew Markert, as just the size of the Hornets really started to take its toll. McNeff with another nice bucket. And Michael Cassing in and good on the lay-in. Gedenbacher came back, tried to keep him in the game here, just could not quite get it to go as Wydell spins one in as well.
So again, 53-37, our final score, as we're going to step aside here and get set for game number 2 of the day, as it will be Farmington and Liberty coming up. Of course, Brown County moving now to the 9 o'clock consolation side semifinals at Brophy Hall tomorrow. So we'll have a couple games over there at 9 and 10:30, and then of course starting at 9 o'clock with 8 games here at Western Hall again tomorrow. So that, I think, will do it. 53-37, Brown County over Camp Point Central, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes with Farmington and Liberty on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.